Hello and welcome to our training course, Aging and Intellectual Disability, a guide to quality of life and inclusive practices. Today, we will explain the conceptual model named Individual Support Planning, also known as ISP. The main objective of this module is to understand the most important characteristics of the ISP. In this slide, you can find a couple of definitions for ISP. In the first one, Thompson defines it as the function of support plan is to identify the resources and strategies that will bridge the gap between the challenges that a person with intellectual disability experiences in life activities, for example, person-environment mismatch, and the life experiences and opportunities, for example, the outcomes that the individual values. And in the second one, Herbst defines it as the process of determining support needs with and of person with intellectual disabilities, specifying agreements and goals on what, where, when support is being delivered and by whom. It encompasses monitoring implementation and evaluation of the agreements and goals. So the outcome of this process should be a digital or written document. In order to improve the person-centered planning approach for people with intellectual disabilities, Thompson et al. Created a conceptual model named Individual Support Planning. They define support as resources and strategies that will bridge the gap between the challenges that a person experiences in life activities, for example, person-environment mismatch, and the life experiences and opportunities, for example, outcomes that the individual values. In this slide, we can see that what the environment requests for people with atypical functioning generally correspond to the person's skills. However, the demands of the environment for people with intellectual disabilities are not aligned with the person's skills. Nonetheless, that difference could be duly compensated by providing adequate individualized support. And this is, of course, the same for aging adults with intellectual disabilities. Going back to the theoretical framework of Thompson, he proposes a 5-component approach to realize an individualized support plan. As you can see in this graphic, Component 1 states that the support plan must always start with the focus on the client, his or her dreams and wishes for the future on all 8 domains of quality of life. And it also must incorporate the type and intensity of the support needs, as indicated in Component 2. Component 3 is about the development of an individualized plan based on Components 1 and 2. This plan describes activities of a person during a typical week and the type and intensity of the supports he or she will require to do these activities. The implementation of the individualized support plan is continuously monitored by the team of support workers who evaluate the outcomes goals of the plan as indicated in Component 4. During the final phase, Component 5, the desired outcomes of the persons with intellectual disability that have been influenced by the implementation of the support plan are evaluated to see whether things have changed or improved. It is also a phase in which the team of supporters should check if the wishes and goals of the person with intellectual disabilities have changed over time. As a conclusion, I would like for you to keep in mind the following quotes from the authors. Herbst states that the individual support planning refers to the process of developing personal goals, selecting resources, and developing support strategies in response to support needs of persons with intellectual disability. And Thompson states that supports are a bridge between what is and what can be through the reduction of the mismatch among a person's capabilities, the demands of his or her environment, and the consequent enhancement of personal outcomes. Finally, I just want to point out that the following video will be focused on the phases and steps to properly implement an individual support plan.